let me begin by asking you for a brief summary of your career and some of the highlights whilst at SABMiller.
Well, I joined SABMiller in South Africa about 11 years ago, after having consulted to them for approximately 10 years via my own business. The experience of working for this company in South Africa was outstanding as a grounding for the international career. They're known as a company that is often voted as the employer of choice in South Africa. They are far ahead of many international organizations in terms of the quality of their human resource practices, talent management practices, performance management practices.
So how would you define the SABMiller way of doing business?
To take it personally, to place accountability where it belongs, to ensure that people have the opportunity to truly use their talent, because we try to employ the most talented people that we can find and very specifically target that through our employment practices. And I think the approach to business is simply one of apply great people skills and great people capability to local problems, and they allow them with the necessary accountability to grow that market and that business, while at the same time having access to colleagues from around the world of very high caliber and learning from one another. That's the recipe.
But does it actually work?
It works without any question. There is an enormous amount of learning that is exchanged. We have done a great deal of work to establish what we call SABMiller ways, which are mechanisms to codify what we believe to be our key propositions, our differentiated management practices and processes. And those we try to standardize and to roll out as a core competence around the world. These aren't imposed from the top, they are developed collaboratively as well by the people from across the world and across all the functions. And there's an enormous amount of commitment to that.
So what do you see as the opportunities and challenges for human resources going forward?
I think the main opportunities are to continue to develop, I think, which on a basis that we have of being a preferred employer in many of the markets in which we operate, of being seen now as increasingly a highly respected global company, and that's a wonderful basis from which to build a proposition for talent to join the organization. And that, I think, can still be leveraged significantly more going forward.
You say that you're relentless in your pursuit of high quality talent, but how does that work in practice?
Well, I think for all companies, the war for talent, as it's called, is increasing. We have very high standards and we apply specific techniques of screening in terms of looking at the type of personality, the type of intellect, the type of capability of people to deal with complexity. And that screening sometimes makes it more difficult, if anything, to draw talent. However, we have found that that in itself has created a reputation that SABMiller does draw only the best and doesn't just fill vacancies. And that draws people to the company.
And what's in it for the talent? Why would some of these high-quality individuals want to join you rather than somebody else?
I think that goes back to the values and it goes back to the way the organization is managed. The proposition that people are our enduring advantage is really the basis on which I think people come to this organization and they can expect to be respected for what they bring to the company. They can expect a meritocracy, that their performance will be rewarded and that they will differentiate themselves in terms of physical reward and career opportunities on the basis of their own efforts. People that join this organization experience a stimulating personal growth type of career based on merit with multiple opportunities across many functions.